My name is Yusuf Rahman, and I was an imam who moved to Canada early in life. For decades, I believed I had found my purpose and calling, but one day, everything changed. My faith, my family, my very existence. Everything I thought I understood was turned upside down. To help you understand, I need to take you back to that fateful year. I was 72 when the doctors delivered devastating news. I had stage 4 stomach cancer. They told me my time was limited and that treatments offered only a small chance of extending my life. I believed this illness was a test from Allah, much like how the Prophet Ibrahim was tested when commanded to sacrifice his son. I clung to my faith through every chemotherapy session, whispering prayers as the treatment coursed through my veins. Each night, as I lay in bed, I prayed with all my heart. If I die tonight, O Allah, let me meet you in peace. But my prayers were answered in a way I never could have imagined. One evening, after returning home from a grueling chemotherapy session, I felt a tightness in my chest. At first, I dismissed it as a cramp, but the discomfort grew unbearable. Soon, I could barely breathe. As darkness closed in, I saw a flurry of activity around me. Nurses and doctors shouting, their hands pressing on my chest, trying to bring me back. Yet, I was watching it all from above. Yes, from above. My body lay lifeless on the hospital bed, but somehow I was still there, observing everything. It felt surreal. Shouldn't my consciousness have stopped when my heart did? Yet I was fully aware. Is this death? I wondered. Am I about to meet Allah? Suddenly, I noticed a light in the distance. Warm, inviting, filled with an unexplainable peace. As I moved toward it, familiar sounds surrounded me. My mother's lullabies, the evening prayers my father used to recite, echoes of verses from the Quran. It felt as if my entire life was unfolding before me. As I entered the light, I thought, this is it. This must be paradise. The peace I felt was beyond anything I had ever known. Tears streamed down my face, not from pain but from sheer joy. Praise be to Allah who has brought me here, I whispered. But my sense of peace didn't last. Suddenly, the lush surroundings began to wither. The trees turned black, the fruit shriveled, and a stench of decay filled the air. Darkness engulfed everything. The cries of men, women, and children echoed in the void. Among the voices, one pierced my soul. It was my mother's. Have mercy, she screamed, her anguish tearing at my heart. The darkness grew heavier, smothering me. I was trapped, unable to discern up from down. Then, a deep, resonant voice broke the silence. Yusuf, everything will now be revealed. In the distance, I saw a throne, high and imposing. Someone sat upon it, and as I approached, my knees gave out. It was a figure I recognized immediately, the Prophet Muhammad. But something was wrong. His hands were bound in chains, and his face was filled with sorrow. This can't be real, I thought. Why is he here? Why is he bound? The Prophet's eyes met mine and tears streamed down his face. The sight of his sorrow broke something inside me. This must be a mistake. I am an imam. I have dedicated my life to serving Allah. I screamed, but my voice was swallowed by the void. A voice echoed around the throne, deep and ancient. The time has come for you to know the truth, Yusuf. Before I could respond, a book appeared, falling from the sky. It crashed to the ground, sending tremors through the darkness. I recognized it instantly. It was the Quran. The pages began to turn on their own, guided by an unseen hand. The voice spoke again. Who is Allah, Yusuf? Have you ever truly asked yourself that question? The question struck me like lightning. What kind of question is that? I thought, Allah is the creator of all things, the most merciful, the most compassionate. But the voice persisted. How do you know he is the creator? Have you ever truly thought about it? Panic set in. I had never questioned Allah's nature before. I had always accepted it as truth, passed down through generations. Images began to rise from the pages of the scenes from history unfolding before me. I saw the Kaaba surrounded by idols, people worshipping with incense and offerings, invoking names like Al-Lat and Al-Uzza. This is the Kaaba before Islam, the voice said. Where was Allah among these gods? The realization hit me like a wave. Before Islam, the Arabs believed in Allah as one God among many. My mind reeled as the voice continued to question the origins of my faith. The next vision transported me to an ancient land where people worshipped a towering idol. Inscribed on it was a name I recognized, Baal. Beneath it, in a script resembling Arabic, was another name, El. The voice whispered, Baal, El, Allah. Have you ever thought about their connection? I fell to my knees, clutching my head. The weight of these revelations was too much to bear. Have I been deceived? I whispered. The next thing I knew, I was gasping for air. My eyes fluttered open, and the bright lights of the hospital room blinded me. Nurses surrounded me, their faces filled with relief. "You're back," one of them said. But I wasn't the same. The images and questions haunted me. My faith, my beliefs, everything I had built my life on, was now in doubt. Days turned into weeks as I struggled to process what I had seen. My wife noticed my turmoil. She sat beside me, trying to comfort me, but the words caught in my throat. How could I explain to her what I had seen? One sleepless night, I stepped into the garden. The cool air brushed against my face as I stared at the stars. Memories of my life as an imam flooded my mind. I remembered leading prayers at the mosque, my hands trembling as I read from the Quran. I thought about the young people who had come to me with their doubts. How many times had I dismissed their questions, telling them that faith required submission, not understanding? Had I been wrong? The voice from my vision echoed in my mind. How do you know He is the Creator? The question led me down paths I had never explored. I secretly read about ancient Semitic religions, the development of monotheism, and the historical context of the Quran's revelation. Each discovery cracked the foundation of my faith, yet I couldn't stop seeking answers. Then one day, a chaplain named Father John visited me. He listened without judgment as I shared my experience. When I finished, he asked, "What about Jesus?" His question caught me off guard. Jesus? He wasn't part of what I saw. Father John opened the Bible and read, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." John 14:6. The words pierced my heart. Could Jesus be the answer I had been searching for? Weeks later, I walked into Father John's church. "I want to know the truth," I said. He smiled warmly. "Jesus has been waiting for you, Yusuf." That day, I made the decision to follow Jesus. As the water of baptism poured over me, an overwhelming peace filled my soul. The chains of doubt and fear were gone. For the first time, I felt truly free.
Come with us on this journey to share the word of the Lord. Subscribe and help us spread the truth. This is extremely important for the channel. May the peace of God be with you.